all of these different things that I've been talking about is for you to become your highest self, that 2.0 version of yourself. It's a process of becoming. It's not necessarily a destination. It's though you might feel like you've arrived in certain areas, and that's such a great feeling because it's like, okay, we're not that old person anymore. Oh, I'm not tempted in this area like I used to be. And that's such a great feeling when you know that you've moved past some of those things and that you've gotten past a lot of those bad habits or a lot of those things that were holding you back. But the process of becoming is such a valuable process, because on the way there, your heart's opened, your mind's opened, you're open and willing. It's like you're an open hand and saying, okay, I'm willing to receive this new person. I'm willing to let go. You're not clenched. And so many things can happen during that time, things that can propel you forward that you could have never done on your own if it was your own way or your own doing, because you're in a state of willingness and openness. And that's something to teach your kids too, because a lot of times the stubbornness of, it has to happen my way, I got to do it my way, that keeps us from progressing in life because we're so closed-minded on our own way. Well, it's like the fly that's trying to get out the window. It's on the windowsill and it's like, it's beating, it's gonna die. That's the trap. Like, it's gonna die trying to escape. Meanwhile, the door's open right across the room, but it can't see that the door's open and it could fly out to freedom right there because it's too stuck in its way. It's like too wired in that area to, I got to do this. So it's like, that's it. This is the only way. This is my way. This is what I do. This is what I've always done, to get to freedom. So when we go through this process of undoing and letting things go, especially letting the things go that we can't change, that's a big one. Letting things go that other people have maybe put into our life, implemented, that we've just carried, burdens, letting that go, letting guilt go, letting resentment go, letting all of those things go, but then being willing to change our own habits, especially the habits that aren't serving you anymore, the habits that are producing results that you don't want. If you don't like a certain thing or you don't like how you feel, then you have to stop doing the thing that's giving you those results. It's such a stronghold, that like people will not give up their Starbucks coffee. No matter how terrible it is, they won't give it up until, I understand like the enjoyment in things and the enjoyment in doing those things. But if it's something that's destroying your life, it's almost like you form a bond with that thing. Like, with cigarettes or alcohol, you form a bond with it. It becomes like you become one with it, and you have to detach yourself from those things and really step outside of that and be willing to change. It's not that, it's hard in the beginning, but it's not hard once you get going. It's really not, because you build up momentum. It's only hard in the beginning. It's, people say getting started, is the hardest part. And it's so true. Like getting started in a workout routine, getting started in anything that's you haven't done before is the hardest part. But once you get going, you build momentum, and then when you start experiencing results that you're like, oh, I like how I feel, I'm sleeping good, I'm happier, all of these different things, it keeps you going and it keeps you wanting to do more. So the positive results reinforces the activity to have more of that. So you're training your mind to follow those positive results. So it's with anything, and this process is a beautiful process, because during this process of becoming or simplifying, you're really just connecting with the natural order of things, and you're connecting with a rhythm that God has, and you're snapping out of the rush and the hustle and bustle of the world. And the world says I have to do this way and that way, and this season at this time and this way, and I got to raise my kids this way, they got to go to this school, they have to have these shoes, they have to have this backpack, they have to show up, all of these have-tos. It's like putting you in all the stress and anxiety. No wonder people are just like freaking out all the time. They're so overly stressed. They can't keep up with that type of life They can't keep up with the to-dos for the kids. And it's almost like things are changing so quick, so fast, that we're not able to even keep up with the change. It's like by the time we get used to something, it's already past. It's old news now. That's the way it is. We're in like this total digital era right now where things just are moving so fast. This is why you have to snap out of the world's rhythm and move into God's rhythm. Get out of the world's economy, move into God's economy. And I know that might sound like a euphemism, but you're tapping into a different rhythm, a different process, a different way of life. And it's a slow pace, but it's quick, because God has things for you to do and he wants you to, get them done. So it's like, it's a slow pace because you're not rushing and you're not racing and you're not trying, and it's not like this pursuit to get to something. Like, what are we all pursuing? We're all death. We're like, who can get to death quickest? Who can get as much stuff done before you die? Who can check off their to-do list the most? Whose kids can be the smartest before we all die? Like, I understand, like, there's the becoming in that process. Like, the kid, what they do during their life matters, obviously, and the changes that they make and the difference that they make, and their vocation and their ministry or their business and job, that all matters. But see, that's the becoming part. You can't race to the end, because it's the process of becoming. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Homeschooling takes longer in certain areas because you're on a different pace. So when people ask me, well, what grade are your kids at? I'm like, well, they're somewhere, this kid's somewhere between 6th and 9th. Somewhere, maybe 6th grade in this area, but they have their own business in this area, so it's like one kid might be excelling in this area and one kid might be excelling. But in my way of homeschooling is I want them to be entrepreneurs, because the future is the future of the world. Obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty going on. So I want them to be entrepreneurs and to create their own businesses and to learn how to manage that. Because everything flows from them, right? I don't want them going to an outside source and saying, I need to find something out there to then fulfill me. No, you create it. What do you have inside of you? It's the seed. What do you have inside of you that you can create? A coloring book. That's why my daughters sell coloring books on Amazon. So 11 and 13 years old, and that's their business. My son has a YouTube channel. He's had it for 4 years now, and it's monetized, and he builds Lego sets on his YouTube channel. It took a year for him before his channel got monetized for him to learn and really create and come up with ideas. And there was a lot of frustration in between because he was 11 years old, and it's like, how does somebody who's 11 navigate through something that adults are doing? And he didn't give up. He paused when he needed to. He was frustrated. Some of his videos didn't go as planned, but he launched in 2023. He launched a Lego Mario video on YouTube. If you type in Lego Mario movie or whatever, it'll come up. His channel's called Birdi, Birdi, and it got 3.5 million views. That one video he did the videography, he did the music, he did all of it from beginning to end when he was 12. So, and he'll be 15 soon. So it's the process of going through that, who he was becoming. It wasn't like the end result was the monetization. That was the goal, and then you want to scale and grow. But what was more precious was the process that he was going through. So all of these things, when you're learning to let go of your stuff, your clutter, things that are holding you back, you're getting rid of clothes that might, if there's clothes in your closet, I'm jumping all over, but it's all the same. If there's clothes in your closet that trigger, hey, I'm your past self. Hey, I'm a blast from the past. Hey, I remind you of that date you went on, or I remind you of an ex-relationship, or I remind you of the person when you used to drink. I remind you of this time. Just get rid of it, because you don't want to put anything on you anyways that reminds you of the person that you're trying to evolve out of. I'm not going to say leave behind, but you're evolving into this new person. So if there's things in your house that trigger that, and you walk by something and you're like, oh, that was from the divorce, or that was my ex's, or it was a gift and I don't really like it, but I feel obligated to get rid of, to keep it. I don't want to get rid of it or whatever. What you're doing is you're telling yourself that it's okay to compromise and it's okay to allow these things in your life, even though it's lowering you down. It's almost like I think it's a trick, because it's keeping you, you're justifying staying as your lowest self in all of these areas, and you're allowing those things to just come into agreement and justification with that as well. Does that make sense? So you almost have to say, okay, is this piece like when I walk by this piece of furniture or whatever, am I like, oh yeah, I love this. I really love, I've got some pieces, and of course those are the ones I won't get rid of because I love them. I walk by them and I'm like, I just love this. I love this piece. I love how it looks. I love the colors together, the texture, the pattern, whatever it is. I love it. And then there's one that I'm just like, yeah, I don't really love that. It's okay, and then I'm like, well, it could be, and then I start going down this whole process of what it could be. I think I inherited that from my grandma, because she used to say, well, I'd say, Grandma, what's this? I've never seen you wear this, this dress or this outfit or have this purse. And she's like, well, that purse could be for, that purse could be if I want to dress up more of a Western outfit. It would really match that look. I'm like, well, where would you wear that to? What would you do? Well, I don't know. Maybe if someone invited me horseback riding and I needed those types of jeans or just whatever. So it was like this long, visual of a maybe. And of course she never wore it. It just took up space and it's not just the space it takes up. Like the stuff is the clutter isn't about space. It's about the time it's stealing from your life. It's about the time it takes for you to go through it. 2 hours a month, that adds up. If you have to sort through stuff, you got to dig through stuff, you got to purge, or you got to rotate, or you got to organize, or you can't find something because there's too many hangers in the way and everything's all crammed in. So it's really, you're trading your time. When you're trading your time, you're trading your life, right? Because your life is broken up into time. I mean, the life in your body is your cells and your blood, but your life is broken up into time, right? So you're trading your time. Whatever it is you're doing, you're trading your time. So if you are trading your time to go through stuff, to sort stuff, to organize stuff, I got to figure out what to do with this. Oh, I got to go through the storage. I got to clean this out. Just let it go. Why are you giving the stuff, the clutter, the past, that much power over you? Like, you're giving things that are linked to your past life or your past self or the past version of yourself that you've evolved out of and you've grown out of. You're giving that stuff power over you. So if it doesn't, this is what I would say to simplify this video. If you don't see that as being a part of your future, a part of the present future you, the person that you're growing into, the person that you're becoming, And when I say becoming, you're not letting go of, it's not like you're not who you are. You are you, but there's a part of you that dies. It dies to self. There's a part of you that you have to let die down for new growth to come in. There's parts of me that I'll never, I have a sense of humor that some people don't find funny. Well, I do. It's just a kind of a part of me. I giggle at certain things and some people are, oh, that's not funny. I think it is. So, but do I want to get rid of that? Well, why? Why would I want to get rid of that? Unless I'm laughing about something that's, terrible and mean. I mean, that's, I guess, different. But what I'm saying is that there's areas in your life and there's parts of you that are just going to stay there. They're not going to go away. But then there's parts of you that are pieces that you've developed along the way, that have become attached to you along the way. From certain experiences or certain things that have happened to you in your life, you may have developed and just developed some certain habits that you have to let go of that are destroying your life and ruining your life. I mean, so you have to look at the results. Look at the results in your closet. Are you tripping over stuff? Do you have a storage that secretly is driving you nuts? And you're like, oh, I mean, if you bring it up a few times, then it's probably a problem. And I've noticed that, like, if somebody's bringing up, when I would work with clients, I say deal with, but when I would work with clients and they would bring up the same thing over, I know it bothered them, because why else would they keep talking about that pantry or that closet or the garage or whatever? Because it was stuff that they had to deal with. And when it comes down to it, it's very hard to let go because you go one by one. Well, I need that. Well, I might need that. I might need that for this day or whatever. And you're not getting anywhere. So you got to let things go and enjoy this process, because it's a liberating process. You're freeing yourself. The more that you really exercise this, the more that you let go, you're freeing yourself, and you feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And that's really the goal, is to live these days free and light, not heavy and burdened. When you're free and light, there's room for other things. There's room for, you might have a friend going through a difficult time, and now you have room to support that person. Whereas before, you couldn't support them because you were too consumed with yourself or too consumed with your own stuff. And that's a problem. So we need to let go of these lower things that are consuming our life, that are robbing our life, that are taking over. They're taking our thoughts, and they're causing us this frustration. Now's the time to really get your home in order. Simplify as much as you can, just get it done. Simplify, clean the closet. Sorry, it's hot and dry in my mouth. It's getting hot and dry. It's like a blow dryer out here. I thought it would be nice at 6:30. It's still 110 or 108 or something. So just let it go, let the stuff go, move on, and enjoy this process. And if these videos help, keep tuning in, share them if you want. I'm just doing this to help. I'm mainly on Instagram. If you want to follow me at Scottsdale Design Services, you can. That's my main account. That's what I basically, living and lifestyle and design is all on there. I just started doing these really because I just felt God ministering me to, or pressing on me to minister and to others. So thanks for tuning in.